What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are doing a little something for you guys today. About a week ago, just under a week ago, I made a video saying that I would take everybody's requests, every single request in the comments. Not asking for money. I don't want your money. I just want your time and all that, right? The video was supposed to be 8 minutes long, but it was a 14-minute long video. The stipulation was, and it was like a social experiment. The stipulation was, if you guys gave me 5 minutes of average watch time or more on that 8-minute video, then I would take every request and I would do it. Truth be told, with how many requests there were and how much love there was in the comments, even if it was under 5 minutes, I would probably have just done these requests anyways. But in all fairness, this social experiment failed on my end. I probably won't do this again. I am upping the workload a lot, you guys. I put 2 hours into this and we haven't even made the video yet. Going through the comments, writing down the requests. Normally when I write down requests, I like to give shout outs to the people. I didn't even write your names down to give you shout outs because, man, I'm not even kidding when I tell you it took me 2 hours just to go through the comments, screenshot the comments, go through it again, and then write it all down on this list. I've got columns. Okay, I've got columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. 27 requests per column. And there is a backside. 6 1/3 columns. There's probably about almost 200 requests. It'd be over, what would 6, it'd be like over 150, less than 200 requests. So if I spend 2 minutes on each request, this is going to be a hell of a long series. This is one video, one part, and probably what will be a 5 or 6 part series of all these requests. We're going to get into it. And just to let you guys know how you did, by the way, if we're looking at this video here, I couldn't pull it up. I wanted to show you guys, but the average view duration, I was actually surprised. 14 minutes and a half. I was shooting for an 8-minute video and getting an average of 5 minutes or more. I felt like that felt fair, but 14 and a half minutes, I figured we'd have no problem shooting over that. A lot of views, a lot of comments, and a really good bit of likes. That anything over 10% is awesome, in my opinion. Around 10%, 8%, that's cool, but 10% of views to like ratio or more is awesome. I was very shocked to find that we only had 5 minutes and 5 seconds of average view duration for this video. It was actually worse. I added so much work to myself for a video that actually performed, other than the views, other than the likes. But the view duration matters a lot for these things, for pushing content and all that kind of stuff to make it worth my time, man. I really set myself up here for a lot of work for what was technically a sub-average video, right? The views were decent, right? Compared to some of these, actually, I guess it is a little bit lower than some of these videos. Technically, actually, this is the lowest views. You see what I mean, though? I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I want to do this, and I want to take your requests. But going forward, I would say that this social experiment has failed. So I probably won't do something like this again. But I want to do something where I can take your guys' requests on, like, at free will, on just like on call. I don't know. I want to work something out, but this was just not the way. We'll figure it out. I'll keep plugging, or I'll keep probing different ideas out there. We'll see how it goes. But hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to go through a good bit of them now. I'll leave a list in the comments. I will pin a comment with a list of coins. We're not going through all of them today. Maybe like 20 or 30 of them here. And I will leave a list. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm not going to like go through the list because I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to try to spend 2 minutes or less per request. Some might demand more time. Some will demand less time. If it's like 30 seconds, I feel like I can get a good general analysis for most of these coins. I'm familiar with most of them. We're going to try. Okay, so hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. XPR is the first one. We have a little bit of a double bottom here. The weekly RSI is starting to look weak. Okay, we've broken out of our uptrend from these higher lows, and you do have lower lows here with higher lows in the price. That is hidden bullish divergence, but I have a suspicion that you will continue to go lower. Right, you consolidated all this time, and now you're starting to move down. My expectation would be that you move down to this prior area of resistance here. What probably happens is this right here back in April has been such a long-lasting support area that this is like a area that needs to hold in people's minds now. It's ingrained. Wouldn't it make all the sense in the world that as soon as you give that level up, that's where the low is. That's where you move up. So at this point in time, I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw 0025 come into play. You're at 003 right now. Nothing too dramatic, but something, a little something down there. If we take a relative low here to a relative high, that also is right around your 0.5 area. The fact that you're holding the 382 is nice, and let's just see real quick on the daily time frame. I mean, the RSI looks pretty weak. I would think best case scenario, you find a double bottom or a slightly lower low, but I mean, why not complete the thought, man, and just go down to 0025? That's my thoughts. You haven't really respected this fib anyways, so I don't know if you do go to 0.5, but I do like the price right here. I do think that you're going to go to 0.025 and down, right? So right there, 0.025 to 0.023 is likely where you'll go, somewhere in that area. And then from there, we're talking about recovery. I still believe that when this move happens, when you do move up, you will likely go to targets that are above 3 cents, if not below 5 cents, somewhere between 3 to 5 cents whenever this move happens. Probably throughout July, you'll see most of this move, and who knows, man, it could extend into August, but that's where I think your next high is going to be. This is an immaculate bottoming phase right here. Nice W. You're just giving up some, finding support at prior areas of resistance, and then you're going to continue. I believe the continuation will be much like this right here, okay? That's XPR. Let's move on to the next one. MTL is the next one. Metal Dow. Looking at it here. Weekly RSI rejecting the 50, coming down. You're probably not going to hold this area for support. You found support here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I mean, you're probably going to break through this area. It makes a lot of sense that you would. Daily RSI also looks like you want to go down. If you were to go lower, what would be the most sensible area to do? Let's see, from a low to a high here. Something around, you're at 66.8 cents now. I would say 51.6 cents, maybe a nice double bottom right there. That sounds good to me. At the lowest, 43.8 cents. 51.6 to 43.8. That's what I think you do. Get that weekly RSI into the oversold zone, set up to bounce, and then just from there, you'll probably recover. Where are you going to recover? Let's see. Where would you go? Can we find... This one's going to be a little bit harder. Let's just take the all-time high to the all-time low. Right down there. Around 0 or around 52 cents or so. Maybe even a little bit lower, right? What was it? I was saying 52 cents to what? Oh, it was this relative low to high. 52 cents to 48 cents. Is that right? Something. Oh, no. A little bit more than that. Sorry. Come on. No. Come on, man. That's annoying. Come on, TradingView. Just attach it to the low. You know what I want. Just give it to me. 44 cents. 51.6 cents to 44 cents, okay? That's where you're likely going to go to the downside. Whenever you find support, whenever you get that double bottom, I would expect a positive reaction here, okay? You're probably going to see prices that are all the way back up at the 786, 886. So by the time you're done with that next move, you're going to move from that 43 cent, 44 cent area, 51 cent area, all the way back up to about, oh my God, $5.26 to $8.44. I think you will have an immaculate recovery, yes. But you'll probably find resistance around this zone, 786 to 886. That's my thoughts. When will that happen? How long will that happen? I'm not thinking these are end of cycle predictions. I'm just thinking, that'll probably be the end of your next move. Maybe I'm overshooting it and you find resistance here at about, I would at least expect that you go to 330, something like that, around there. Right around these prior areas of resistance and prior areas of support here. But I really wouldn't be surprised if you just continued moving up until you're in this area again. Consolidate and then finish off the cycle with new all-time highs. Okay, that's MTL. Let's move on to Prime. Rarible. We're going to do Rarible. Sorry. Rarible? What is Rarible? Rarible? Rari. I like that. Rari. Looking like you got a double bottom going on. Bullish divergence on the weekly MACD. Or why do I keep saying MACD for the RSI? On the weekly RSI, bullish divergence. Bit of a double bottom. You probably go a little bit lower. Yes, you do have bullish divergence, but I bet you go a little bit lower. Looking at the daily time. Oh my God, you look good. You got daily bullish divergence as well. But everything's about to move down, I think. I don't think you go lower than this low. If you do, right, you're at 89 cents now. 84 cents would be your low. But if you were to go lower, nothing too much lower than that, right? It's going to be a double bottom at the end of the day. Slightly lower low, it can still be a double bottom. Let's get this low to high here. I mean, maybe at the lowest 70 cents, but I don't think you even go there, man. It's very common with the 1-for-1-for to wick below it and then close back above it. I bet you go right there to 84 cents, if not just below. At the most 70, 69 cents. Find support there and then move up. But I actually really do like this bottoming phase as well. I think this is really nice. When you move up, you should see a move that takes you above this high, okay? Maybe you consolidate a little bit around there. I'm just going to run with this real quick. I really wouldn't be surprised if you moved all the way up past $6. You might go all the way up to $10 on this next move. By the end of the cycle, sure, you can go higher. I don't know if you'll see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. What would that be? If you're at 80 cents times 10 would be $8.40, times 20 is 16. So yeah, I don't know if you'll be at new all-time highs, but I could definitely see you getting back to your all-time highs by the end of the cycle. If you do see new all-time highs, we're talking about prices that are probably over $100, but we'll see if that happens, okay? But I certainly do expect that by the end of this next move, you'll probably move up with a purpose, man. You're going to move up really fast. I think you'll have a hell of an alt season whenever this comes in. The end of the year is going to be very, very, very good for you. By the end of August, I would think that you are above these highs, okay? If not even by the end of July. Like this will probably move faster than what you saw back here. I really wouldn't be surprised. From these same areas, look at how fast you moved, right? You could see something akin to that, but that stops a little bit lower. That'd be my expectation. Rareable. Prime. Echelon Prime. This is the one. Nice little M pattern here. Looking at this from a low. You also have some bullish divergence going on, but you're probably going to go lower. Yeah, down to about $1.97. $1.36 to $1.16 at the lowest. Nice like double bottom at your lows there. But I think you do hold $1.97 as support. Daily time frame looks like it wants to go lower. 4-hour time frame looks like it wants to go lower. $1.97 as support. We don't have the low, so we can't really call for a retracement yet. But if we use this low, we put it to this high. $1.97, maybe $1.70 at the lowest. This low at the lowest, right? But whenever you do retrace, I would expect that you do move up to about $10 just below there. If you don't stop just below $10, you will probably go maybe to $13 by the end of July, by the end of this next move. If it's not by the end of July, again, the timing might be off. Maybe it's in August. But I would assume you do something like this, a little bit lower, and then you probably move up. I know the timing here makes it look like it'd be September, November, but I really do think, you guys, all of this happened without alt season being in bloom, right? We're going to have a blooming, booming alt season coming up. You're going to move up faster. Absolutely. And I would think that you do go at least to 842, if not 1330, probably there. What would look like a lower high, right? But then you'll probably consolidate and then break out to new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. That's the expectation, yeah. Prime. Quant is the next one. Quant, QNT. Looking at this here. Rejecting the overbought zone on the weekly time frame. Looking like you want to go lower on the daily time frame. We have a little bit more history, so this one should be easier. A lot of those, the first ones that we were looking at were maybe excluding XPR. A lot of that was like pretty hard guessing. It's all guessing at the end of the day, but if I'm wrong on those last three, don't hold it against me, okay? Low to high here. Quant, you probably find support right around $94 to $93, $90 maybe at the lowest. I doubt you go below that, right? You'll probably find support right here, and then continue to work your way up. I'm very confident in that. Yeah, you're going to go a little bit lower, absolutely, over the coming days, maybe even weeks, from a high to a low. I would expect that afterwards, you're at $100 now. I would think that Quant moves all the way up to 333. If you're not there, you're only higher. You'll see $500 target at the most, 333 at the least, yeah. By the end of July or going into August, something like that. By the end of the cycle, absolutely, you will see new all-time highs. And let's just see real quick. I mean, if we have Quant all-time history, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the cycle, Quant was worth, let me make sure, hold on. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Quant was worth multiple thousands of dollars. We have targets at about $3,000 to $8,000, $1,700 at the least. Okay, that's what I'm thinking for Quant. Compound, love Compound, man. It's been very boring, but I love you, Compound. Very, very boring. Massive accumulation phase. You know it's accumulative because overall higher lows, overall higher highs, right? It is accumulative. Whenever you move up, it's going to be miraculous. You're going to move up way faster than you move down. It's going to be like a slingshot, man. You're just going to go right through the roof. I don't expect that you go too much lower. At the lowest, maybe $44. You're at $50 now, but lower nonetheless. Just a little bit. Looking at the RSI, I would think just a little bit lower. So what relative to this? Let's just see low to high. Yeah, to your golden ratio, like 46 to $45, 44 at the most, right? 46 to $45 is what I guess. You're at $50 now, so if you're looking to buy Compound, that's probably the right area to do it. And then when you snap up, I highly doubt that you stop anywhere less than your golden ratio at 235 to 304. But likely, and I think from here you actually will go beyond that. I think that you'll probably see a move that takes you up to like 420 to 610. Okay, and then by the end of the cycle, yes, we're looking for new all-time highs. Minimum target's 2,400. Maximum target's 8,200 by the end of the cycle. I don't think you see 8,200 though. Probably between like just over 4, maybe 5,000 to 2,400. That's what I think by the end of the cycle. Okay, compound. AMP is the next one. AMP on Coinbase. Looking like it wants to go lower. You're rejecting the 50. Yes. Bullish RSI overall. I'm a little bit disappointed. So you had this higher low here, and you didn't do anything with it, man. You gave it up. You found resistance at the 50. That's sad. Oh man, that's sad. You had all the potential. What'd you do? Let's look at the daily time frame. Lower is what you'll do. I don't think you'll go below your April 7th low. Okay? Disappointed, but not forsaken. Low to high. You'll find support around 00325. Probably, if not a double bottom. And then from there, you really are set up for a nice bullish recovery. You do have this kind of W pattern. You can see it clear as day right here, right? Coming down. You got that little, this is nice to see, with what they call an atom, the V, and then the U here. That'll be an Eve, Adam and Eve, something like that, right? That's the expectation. Once you do move up past this nipple, that's what I like to call it in the middle there, you'll have this low wherever it is. Once you move up past that, things will really take off. So probably going into the end of July, you should see this thing really picking up. I mean, in July, I think you'll be bullish. July should be a bullish month, but end of July for AMP, you're at 0.035 right now. I would assume that you're above your golden ratio. Yes. At least 1 cent, if not 1.2 cents, but so at least 1 to 1.2 cents. But if I had to guess, I would think that you exceed this high, and you probably don't stop until you're at 2.2 cents or higher. 2.2 to 3.8, 3.9. I'm leaning more to that 2.2 to 3 cent area personally, okay, for AMP. As far as all-time highs go, it's a good question. I don't know. I think you will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. It's possible you could stop at 10 cents to 11 cents. I would think at least 12 cents, 11 cents, somewhere in that area. But if you were to go higher, maybe 30 to 40 cents or more. It's hard to say with this data. We don't have everything. Like this doesn't seem like it's all the data, but I don't know. That's the expectation for AMP. AXL, and then H bar is next. XLR. Looking like you want to go down, rejecting here. That's a very bearish weekly RSI, actually, if I'm being honest. I don't like the price action. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like that. That's okay, though. That doesn't mean that it's in the dumps, guys. Okay, I'm not like bearish to oblivion, but maybe. I don't know, man. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm being too bearish. I don't think you go lower than this low. I want to pump the brakes on that bearish note, okay? I don't think you do. I think you've seen your correction. Your all-time low is there. Low to high. You're going to find support soon. Golden ratio, you're right at it. You might find support at 35 cents. 29.8 cents, let's say 30 cents at the lowest. Again, you could see some kind of double bottom here. A lot of cryptos seem to be looking to form that kind of formation. But absolutely, I think you're going lower. Yeah. Nice pump on the 10th there, while a lot of cryptos didn't pump. Okay, yeah, no, I take it back. If I had any bearish tone, I apologize for that, okay? I don't believe that you go below this low. So, and you probably don't even, I bet you hold 32.4 cents or here even. You're actually at a good area to bounce. I don't think you do, though. I don't think you bounce here. I think you go lower. You'll probably see support around 35 to 32.4 cents, okay? The lowest I think you go, I don't even think you go down here, but the lowest you go is like 29.8 cents, okay? XLR. And then you'll probably recover. And whenever you do recover, you're going to be breaking out of this massive downtrend. You'll be breaking out of the downtrend in your weekly RSI as well, hitting that overbought zone. You should be moving up, I would think, to prices that are even above this high. You probably go up to about $1.30. You could find resistance right at $1. It's very possible. $1.12 to $1.30. I don't think there's a coincidence as to why I drew it there, man. Golden ratio, prior resistance, $1.33. That's probably where you'll go, like by the end of July or so. And I would think that you see new all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, your target's here, $5, $11.27, something like that. That's XLR. Let's do H bar next. H bar, Hedera. Wow, we're already so far into this video as far as time goes, and we're not even halfway through the first column. It's crazy. Crazy stuff, man. I really set myself up for failure. We're trying, though, man. We're trying. And I don't know. I'm having fun. It's nice. I want to take a moment. I really appreciate everybody. All the comments, all the kind words. Everybody, just your energy really in that comment section on that video. It just, I siphoned off of that, man. It's really encouraging, all the kind words and just all the excitement that you guys have for this stuff too, man. I love to see it. I really do. You're at 14.7 cents now, lower than where I thought you would have gone, man. I thought you would have found support at that 15 cent area, but that's okay. High to low here. You probably, I don't think H bar goes below its low either. I know this might sound crazy, but you're probably going to get a double bottom. That's probably what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's what you did. Double bottom. Unlike this, instead of it being like this, I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of like rounded, right? Going into the end of the month and the beginning of July, you should recover. Going into the end of July, moving up. I would expect this move is going to be slower than the next move, actually. So I would think by the end of July, you're above this. Where are you going to go? We don't have the low yet, so it's inappropriate to guess. I really am. I'm thinking that H bar by the end of July, if not sometime in August, you're going to be at anywhere from... No. Hold on now. Wait, you've got a bull flag. You're going to break out of that. You're going to see something more massive than that, man. So you're going to... Yeah, like $1. Right around $1. If not $1.15. If not there, where then? Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, I think that's fair. $1.21 at the minimum. I don't think that you see 315, but $1.21, if not maybe $1.80, just below $2. That's right. Just yeah. We're thinking it'll go just below $2. That's right, because you'll be at new all-time highs. This bull flag's nothing to mess with, man. You're going to $1.21 at least. You're probably going to go above or just below $2 though. You're at 14 cents now. I think H bar's set up to do really well in this institutionally backed crypto cycle. But you have a little bit lower to go first. Where are you going to go? I doubt you go below 12 cents, but you're at 14.7 cents now, so something in between those two prices. A little bit lower. T-Fuel versus Theta, right? Theta Fuel. Lower than this low from April 7th, high to low. 3.2 cents. 2.9 cents, best case scenario to find support. I wouldn't be surprised if you... I feel like a broken record, man. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a double bottom. Double bottom. Something that closes below this low here. I think you do go below 2.9 cents. I'm not completely convinced that you go below 2.7 cents because that just sounds too far away, man. Maybe at the worst, 2.4 cents. At the best, 2.9 cents. But I think you'll close a week just below there. You'll have some kind of a double bottom with bullish divergence on your weekly RSI, and that will send you higher. Theta Fuel likely retraces high to low. I don't think you go below that low. Yeah, look at that. Find support right here at the 0.69. You'll probably move up to this golden ratio area. You'll find resistance there. How much is that? That sounds about right. That's about average. Maybe a little bit more. 786, 886. Let's go with 10 to 12 cents over the next like 6 weeks. If you were up higher, maybe if you get a good whiff of this alt season, you could move up to about 22 to 40 cents. I like that 12 cent. Actually, I like 12 cent area, that 12 cent area there, because you have prior resistance, the 886 right there, prior support. 1272 though. What about this? High to low. I take it back. I take it back. I think you do go up to 22 cents. Something above 20 cents, okay? Probably by the end of this next endeavor. You're going to move up really fast. You're kind of in a long-term accumulative phase here, and Theta's one of those established cryptos. I think it'll do well. Probably above 20 cents. Crypto here, looking at this for Theta itself. Yeah, this is actually really bullish, this accumulative phase. I love a good W pattern with an M pattern in the middle of it, man. I think you're gonna exceed these highs on this next run. As far as what outperforms what, because that was the question of this requester. They were asking me what outperforms which one, Theta versus Theta Fuel. Oh, that's hard, man. They'd probably perform about the same. Honestly, they probably, maybe Theta performs better, but I don't know. I think they probably perform about the same. I like the chances that Theta sees. I don't know. One of them's gonna do like 100% more. One of them's gonna do 100% less. 443 to 564. I'm gonna go with Theta for the win, but maybe T Fuel, maybe. Probably goes a little bit lower first. I wouldn't be surprised if you found a double bottom here. You go a little bit lower than these lows from April. If not, if you don't go below those lows from April, you'll have a double bottom relative to this. But that's Theta. Blue Zell is the next one. Blue Zell, you guys, unfortunately, it's done, man. It's in the dumps. It's not relevant anymore. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but back here, was it December? Was it here? Was it here? I can't remember where we sold. Let me look real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Come on, YouTube. Dead in the water. Binance delisting December. So it was December, yeah. Binance delisting. Look, it's very bullish when a coin gets listed, but when you get delisted from Binance, that's death, man. That's death. Yeah, it was. It was here. I sold out of Blue Zell. We had to take that L hard, right? Had to sell out of that. It's a very promising project. Unfortunately, just I don't know what happened, man. The devs stepped away. The team stepped away. There wasn't a lot going for it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Unless something new has happened. Let's just see. Blue Zell. Yeah, the last news was it being delisted, you guys. It's dead in the water. I would just get out. I had to take a loss on that. I claimed it before. Thankfully, it was before the end of the year on 2024. And for anybody that's claiming losses on it now, you can at least write that off on taxes. But I had to sell that and put that somewhere else. It's dead. It's not worth doing TA. It's going to zero. It's irrelevant. I would get the hell out of it. I made that announcement back in December too. And every video since, unfortunately. We're going to talk about storage because that's another one I think that's dead in the water. Let's look. Let's see. It's been a while since I've looked at storage. Yeah. Storage is rejecting. You had a pretty substandard bounce, if I remember correctly. That was actually pretty standard of a bounce, not going to lie. Maybe storage isn't dead in the water. I might have spoken too soon there. Because I really do like this setup with like this W, but you have the M in the middle, right? If you have that W, I love that pattern. Okay, storage. And I like what storage represents. I don't know too much about it. I mean, I know about the fundamentals, but I don't know if I haven't been keeping up with it from a news standpoint. From a low to a high, right? It's basically like Blue Zell, right? It aims to be like blockchain, like the oracle of blockchain. Not oracles like what oracles are in crypto, but I mean like the company Oracle, like a data storage thing. That's why it's storage, right? But on the blockchain and potentially for video games and beyond just video games too, if I'm not mistaken, unless they've changed that. 19 cents, maybe 13.8 cents the lowest, but I think you'll probably find a slightly lower low and then recover from there. It's hard to say because it could be dead in the water too, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw something that was around $1.27 or higher by the end of this next move. You'll probably start to get some life, and really you'll just continue to move up. If this is what I think it is, if it's like a W with this M in the middle, you'll move up to here, and you'll probably even see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. That would be the expectation. Storage. ARB. Arbitrum. ARB. I'm going to do Frock, Dgen, and AIOZ, and then I'm going to end this video, you guys, okay? I don't know how many that is. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're going to do more. We'll do Frock, Dgen, AIOZ, DGB, and then Loan. Okay? I want to do 20. At least 20. Damn. It's like a drop in the bucket on this request list, man. 31 cents right now. Rejecting the 50. Probably coming down. You'll find bullish divergence maybe. You guys, double bottoms all around. Double bottom. this will be the test. Anybody watching this part of the video, if your coin doesn't double bottom, it can have a lower low, and that's okay. But if you don't get a double bottom recovery and you continue to persist, you actually see something that's like this, right? It's not a double bottom. You're probably dead in the water. That doesn't mean that you won't recover and see some kind of lower high inevitably, right? Sorry. By the end of the cycle. Doesn't mean that you should panic sell, but it means you've probably got a loser, right? If it doesn't double bottom from here and recover, this is where I think a lot of these coins in crypto are going to get cold. And it depends on what they do in the charts. Arbitrum, I don't think will be one of those coins that gets cold. I think that it'll be fine. You'll probably find support around 25 cents. You're at 31 cents now, 25 between here and there. Maybe just below, but nothing too crazy. Daily RSI looks like it wants to go down. 4-hour RSI sucks as well. You might move up in the meantime, but Arbitrum by the end of the cycle, hard to say what it'll do. High to low, assuming that this is the low. I would think that what happens here is you find a double bottom, right? Maybe bounce out 28 cents, 24 cents, somewhere around there. You'll probably rip all the way up to about $1.40 to $1.80. Is that right? How much percentage growth would that be? I could see it happening, yeah. If not to $1.50 to $1.85, then at least to $1. Okay, at least to $1. And that's like by the end of this next move, July, early August, whatever. And if not, and then of course by the end of the cycle, we would expect to see new all-time highs. Arbitrum, Frock, what the frock, man? Based Frock, Frock your base. Here we are. 4017 is the price. Meme coin, I'm assuming, right? Very much a meme coin. It kind of reminds me of XCN almost, actually. But like on a daily basis, like this would be on a weekly basis for XCN. Here, let me show you. Similar, not the same, but just kind of similar. It actually looks more bearish than XCN if we're being fair, but right? Like doesn't this little formation here remind you of like this little formation here? Except this is more bearish, clearly. Not because it's not XCN, no, but because it saw a lower low already, and XCN has not seen a lower low, right? They're similar though. Frock's just bleeding a little bit. You probably come back down. You probably do. I wouldn't be surprised if you go below this low. Let's just see real quick. Because it is a meme coin, you'll get a little more squirrely or froggy. 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 118. You're at 4017, so a good drop to go. You'll probably get oversold in the daily RSI. Best case scenario, I'm wrong, and you hold support around 0014, but you definitely have some dropping to go. As far as new all-time highs go or new highs go, I don't know, man. Hard to say. It's a meme coin. You found resistance here. We found resistance before. That tells me there's a sell wall. I mean, it could do well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know too much about it though. Don't hold me against it, right? Don't hold this against me, I should say. If you were to see new highs, right, and you're probably going to go. Let's take this. Let's take a high to low here. Because I doubt you go below this low, but you probably go below that low. 301 to 3024. That's your target area, okay? Whenever you move up to relatively new highs. That's your next target area. Degen, specifically, you wanted me to go over the all-time highs. Oh, not Degen Reborn. Nope, this thing is in the shizer. It's in the shizer. Degen, that's right, the one with the little hat-looking thing. So that's a classy symbol right there. Can I just say I like that? I don't know why, but I like the symbol, the color, the everything. I like it. It's better. It's better than a lot of them, but that doesn't mean that the crypto is itself. Low to high here, you probably are, yes, bouncing off the golden ratio. That's good. Probably going a little bit lower. 0033 to 0029, somewhere in this area, okay, for support. And then whenever it comes to moving up higher, and I do think you'll move up higher, absolutely I do. I don't know where your low is, so I don't feel comfortable calling for that. Calling for where the high is going to be based off of this like high to low. I don't feel comfortable calling for that. But if we take the all-time low, because I don't believe you'll go lower than this, right? I don't think you're going to go anywhere near that from the all-time high. You'll probably move up to your 786, 886 around 1.8 to 2.5 cents on your next move. Okay? You just wanted me to do the all-time highs. I'm doing extra credit here, okay? But likely by the end of the cycle, I say likely, but if you perform on average with the rest of the crypto, you'll probably see something that's, I would think, around 12 cents or higher. You could stop at 10 cents, psychological resistance, but call me crazy, I think you get to 12 cents or higher. If you outperform the rest of crypto, you'll see anything from 21.8 cents. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, Degen's got a low market cap, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got a low enough market cap. You could absolutely see $1.50, maybe even like $2 by the end of the cycle. I feel most confident in something around $1.50 to 21 cents by the end of the cycle. But if you perform on average, at least like 12 cents, okay, by the end of the cycle, I would at least expect that you get there. And we're on the daily time frame. Oh yeah, we're on the daily time. See, I thought we were on the weekly time frame. Yeah. Yeah, you've outperformed. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you saw 21 cents or higher by the end of the cycle, honestly. DGen. AIOZ. AIOZ. This one, man, was disappointing, wasn't it? We were bullish as hell up here, man. Seeing new all-time highs, just crapped the bed. It's not disappointing. It's going to do well by the end of the cycle, absolutely. But just, we thought we were going. We got right to new all-time highs. We thought we were going, man. Let's take this high to low. And then what we saw was lower lows. Isn't that sad? It's always sad. Golden ratio bounce, though. Really good structure, AIOZ. Golden ratio bounce, prior areas of resistance, prior areas of support. You probably come down and you'll find support around like 29, 28 cents. You're at 31 cents now, so nothing too crazy. I doubt you go below this so heavily. Whenever you do see your new all-time highs, my expectation by the end of the cycle would be something that's probably just above the 1414 at about $8. What's AIOZ's market cap? It's got a little bit higher of a market cap, but nothing too high, right? It's still below like $1 billion. Yeah, $375 million. The highest I'd give it is $70 by the end of the cycle. I like the $20 area. I like that $20, and if at a minimum, I feel pretty confident in something just below $10, right around $10. Minimum 10, good chance to go between 20 and $70 though. And really, it's better to say I would think not between 20 and 70. It's like either 20 or 70. Maybe you wick a little bit through 20. Don't get too excited just because you're at like $33. Yeah, 33, 57, 70, 20, stuff like that. That's the area that I'd expect you to go to by the end of the cycle. But you probably do move a little bit lower first. Digibyte, DGB, accumulative phase. You're accumulating, right? You got things going on. You've been accumulating. Digibyte's one of those old school. It's been around cryptos for a long time, man. It's been around since 2014. This is an OG coin, man. And it's been in a multi-cycle consolidation phase. Whenever this breaks, like, let's just talk about the lows. You probably do come back down and you'll find support around like these resistance or support areas here. Probably you're at 0079. You probably go back down to about 0067, 0069, maybe 007 itself holds a support. I doubt that you drop lower than these lows though. Whenever this breaks, you're probably going to return, I would guess, up to this resistance point or these resistance points, if not all the way up to your all-time high. And let's just weigh that versus what I'd expect the average percentage to be. No, that makes sense. I really do doubt that you'll get above 7.7 cents by the end of this next move. Something between 7.7 and 4.3 cents. I like that 4.3 to 5 cent area personally. And then, of course, I would expect you to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. What would that bring? I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you stop right at your all-time highs. But if you do see new all-time highs, the expectation would be something around 50 cents to $1.67. Absolutely, you can see that. Absolutely. Yeah, 100% you could. Absolutely. At least back to your all-time highs. If not, these are your new targets. Okay, that's Digibyte. We'll finish this up with loan, and then I'll just, oh, what, loans? Isn't it, it's on Dex Screener, I think. Loan. Let me just type this in real quick. Loan protocol. Not virtuals. No, I think maybe it's just on this. Loan. Uh-huh. What, man? What the, isn't it a thing? Loan protocol. Volume. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe it's a scam. Let me look at this real quick. What is this? That's the symbol. Is that it? It's on Pulse. Okay, it's on Hex. Okay, so That's why it's probably not getting love. Low market cap. This has to be at 1 year. Low volume for the market cap. That's okay, though. That's okay. This is the one. I've done analysis on this before. Look at that, too. We probably called for the low to go down to the golden ratio, too. Rejection. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to lie. With this kind of scenario, so again, you're going to make it or break it on this, right? You're in the scenario where you will double bottom or you won't. The fibs make me think you'd go lower, but as long as you hold this 1618, and really as long as you hold this lows, I would even grant that as long as you hold 6045, you're fine. You're at 6069 now, though, so that's a long ways away. 606 to 605 will hopefully hold a support. If you see a slightly lower low and then you recover, that's okay, but some kind of double bottom, lowest that you could go is 6045. You go below that and you're done. Even if you go there, I'd be kind of concerned, honestly. I wouldn't want to see this thing go below its lows. I don't know much about it, but it seems dead in the water. No offense, but that kind of volume just scares me away. I don't know, man. I mean, it could do well. I'm not 100% sure, though. And if it does bounce from here, you'd probably go up to about 503. You'd probably find resistance right there. As far as past that, I don't know. I don't even know if it's appropriate to gauge this. Let's see how you react with this low, okay? The positive reaction would be some form of a double bottom, higher low, slightly lower low, whatever. You have to get above this high. If you don't get above that high, you're dead in the water. If you don't double bottom, you're dead in the water. You get above this high, you're going to these highs, and that should give you some kind of a move that would be from the current price. That should be about what you'd see in the average expectation for the average coin. Low market cap coin, though, man, maybe you do move all the way up here. Maybe you see a 10x, but I'm reluctant to say that. The volume's just dead, man. And I mean, on this kind of coin, right, loan, let's see, though. It doesn't, it doesn't track because it's on Hex. Like, they really don't like Richard Hart, man. For whatever reason. It's just not something that they're about. I don't trust that this is all the volume that they're seeing. 2K? I don't know, though. But you look at all these, yeah, it's what, barely more than 2K. So, yeah, on a $752,000 market cap, man. Liquidity's decent. Volume's not. You've been around for long enough. If there's no developments going on that are worth talking about, if it's just community driven at this point, I'd give up on it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. We've got a lot more. If I didn't do your requests in here, don't worry. We got a lot more coming. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.